Good morning, this is Kim speaking. Welcome to today's Outlook, looking at the Euro-dollar first. And as you can see, through the Asian session, we've already pushed up and put in what is currently sitting as a bullish engulfing candle almost. Sitting there quite high up there. This pattern here is one of the harmonic patterns, and to me it looks it could roll from there. We'll see how it moves. That lower high in between isn't the most bullish of signals, but as I say, we'll see how this runs. The thing is, to the upside now, we've got little in the way of resistance up until the whole number at 108 may just stop things, which was the point of a sort of resistance last time. It did manage to push on through it at times, but it may stall things yet again around those, or around the highs of that 108.29, those previous highs. We may see some resistance at that point. Aside of that, we'll say there's little until we get up to that daily 200, which is quite some way ahead of us, and may well be a target. Looking shorter time frames, well, it did catch its daily pivot. Still got an untouched weekly pivot below, but as it's pushing up here, it's looking less likely that's going to be hit in the earlier part of the week at least. But as I say, still looking pretty bullish there at the moment. Pound, well, the pound's not rallied quite the same amount. It's sitting there consolidated, pushed up a small amount at the moment. It ran back into its daily 34 there, which is rolling down, heading south. Still got an untouched weekly pivot as well below us. It has had another bounce off this 21 moving average. It's now whether or not it can break through that level. If it can break that level, well, let's say the weekly pivot's more logical. Where we sit at this moment, well, maybe if it breaks this morning's highs, it becomes a bit more bullish towards the previous highs. Maybe still the monthly pivot that sits above us there, still untouched. Everything else has had a move through. So any sort of decent rally may see that occur. Okay, looking at the dollar yen, and you see here we've actually, despite the euro getting stronger, the yen's softened up a little bit here, putting in a bit of a divergence at the lows again here. Well, maybe it's due back towards its 4-hourly 21, and there's still a weekly pivot untouched, way up there. It's 113.47. I was expecting more downside here, potential more downside, and it may still occur, but at the moment showing weakness, the dollar yen. Aussie dollar on some relatively mixed data from the Reserve Bank of Australia. The minutes there, you've seen a bit of a sell-off coming through from that. Still, as I say, again here, got weekly pivot below. Looks weak on the 4-hourlies here. There's not really a divergence on the dailies, but well, it was diverging yesterday into the double top, but arguably no longer diverging. Maybe it broken that divergent sort of move. Still hasn't come back to its 4-hourly 21. May come back to that at some point. If it starts breaking that level, then it may be a good target towards that weekly pivot. Break of the trend across the highs there. Well, we've as expected yesterday when I was doing the weekly outlook, it's got that R1 as a target. Well, it's had the effect of that. If we can break that sort of level, we can start breaking the trend across the top there. It may become a little bit more bullish again. Canadian dollar suffering with the price of oil somewhat, but struggling. Actually, it's not going too bad here. I was looking for any breaks of this. Actually, it looks like it's just clipped the weekly. Yeah, it did catch the weekly pivot there. Weekly pivot, a break above the daily 8 puts me on a bullish picture, gives me a bullish opportunities. But anything that looks strong, if it starts breaking down this sort of trend line here, maybe even we'll look at it on the hourlies, possibly a stronger or sharper near-term trend line here. It may provide some opportunities for the short side. Just coming back down to the hourlies here, so we've already clipped everything around the daily pivot, but my preference really in terms of this price, where we're seeing mostly higher lows, the occasional rare one, but higher lows is a continuation maybe towards that daily S1. Okay, news-wise today, we've got the UK inflation data coming out at 9:30. We'll be watching the numbers and the price action before that's released, because we've seen some very iffy price action, i.e. the market's moved in the direction of the move. I say direction of the news before the news has been out, so everyone will be watching that quite closely this morning, I'm sure. So that's at 9:30. Then following on from that, we've got Carney speaking at 10:35. He's due to participate in a panel discussion on the ethics and culture in banking in Bank of England. Okay, maybe a little bit of volatility around there. There are other speakers actually at 10:35 as well. He's doing the same. We've got FOMC members Dudley speaking around about the same time. Whether that will cause anything, we'll have to wait and see, really. But expect some volatility around 10:35 maybe. But during the whole of the day, we've got the European Council Financial Ministers meeting all day, and they could be releasing comments to press throughout the day, and certainly they normally get a statement towards the end of the day. Side of that, at 12:30 p.m. our time, so we've got the core retail sales from Canada. Not a major mover, but may get a bit of action from that. Okay, that's it for me. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now.